I've had to go on a bit of a journey myself, as any founder, or maybe not any, but any narcissistic founder of a business assumes they can do it quicker and better than everyone else.
Yeah.
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 And I've gone through a journey over the last couple of years of coming to realise that I'm a handbrake in the business. I wasn't giving enough people enough agency to feel that they could make decisions themselves.
I'm Nitin Sharma, you're watching RecTalk, and I've got some more recommendations for you. My first recommendation is to start taking your marketing more seriously as a recruitment business. No better way to do that than to partner with a recruitment marketing specialist agency who know what they're doing. On this occasion, I highly recommend the Marketing Junction, led by Robert Woodford. Robert's been in the recruitment marketing game for over 30 years. There's nothing he doesn't know about how to write the best blogs for your business, how to drive inbound traffic to your website, how to engage with a wider pool of candidates, a whole range of other marketing activity that you need top of funnel to drive the revenue in the end. Revenue driving is the key focus for the Marketing Junction, and that's why they are highly recommended on this occasion. My next recommendation is recLAW. They're the lawyers for recruiters who actually speak recruiter. If a backdoor bandit sneaks through a hire for client ghost payment, or your terms get tested, Barry and his team will bring the legal firepower to stop these villains in their tracks. So make sure you've got them on speed dial, and you'll thank yourself later. Their words, not mine. Highly recommended, details in the description. My next recommendation is for those one-person businesses, the solopreneurs in the recruitment industry. Look, we know balancing business development and candidate attraction is a pretty tough ask, especially in the current climate that we're in. And Job are out there trying to make that a little bit easier, well, a lot easier actually. Job is a platform that's dedicated to the solopreneurs out there. They go out, they win the work, they win the businesses. These are qualified leads, qualified vacancies, where fees have been agreed that are attractive to the recruitment hiring teams within these businesses, but also attractive to the recruiters working on the roles. So you get to keep 80% of the agreed fee. They will do all the hard work in terms of winning the vacancy, putting the terms together, getting the brief for you. All you've got to do is show up with your candidates and put them into jobs. Get to heyjobber.com. Details are in the description below. We did a great episode with Andrew detailing a bit more about the why and how. Highly recommended. Time for my next recommendation. The UK recruitment market moves fast. Growth targets change, costs rise, and hiring locally isn't getting any cheaper. In 2025, over 30 recruitment agencies stopped overpaying for talent and started scaling smarter with Infinity Staff Global. Ross and the team help these guys by outsourcing key recruitment roles out to South Africa. Agencies embed fully trained recruiters, resources, BD professionals, whatever you need for your team, directly into their teams, working UK hours, using your CRM and delivering real results. You reduce payroll costs, you cut HR and admin burden, and you gain access to a deep talent pool of experienced recruitment talent, all at a fraction of UK costs. Scale up when demand rises, stay lean when it doesn't. Makes sense, right? Details in the description. My next recommendation is Sourcewell. Sourcewell is a recruitment productivity platform that helps recruiters get more done without the admin overload. Recruiters lose over 8 hours a week updating CRMs, chasing up workflows, writing meeting notes. That's an entire day that's spent not working. With Sourcewell, recruiters can do more with fewer tools. It manages every interaction from first touch all the way through to final placement. With every email, with every note, task, conversation, it automatically tracked back into your CRM. Sourcewell offers modular tools that are built specifically for recruiter workflows, including outreach, sourcing, data validation, inbox automation, AI note-taking, phone, SMS, WhatsApp conversations, you name it. It's all designed to work seamlessly together. You can plug in individual modules into your existing tech stack, or you can run everything as an all-in-one solution and use their new CRM module. The result is less tab hopping, cleaner data, and better visibility, freeing your team to focus on relationships and revenue. Make 2026 the year you spend less time on admin and more time recruiting. They're currently running free trials on their AI note taker and inbox agent modules. Details are in the comments. And my final recommendation before we jump back in is Nodex. If you're looking for a recruitment website, if you're looking for a job board, if you're looking for a tech product to be built for your recruitment business, Nodex are the guys that I partner with. They're the ones that I recommend you partner with. Get in the comments or the description of whatever you're watching this on and get in touch with them. Welcome back to another episode of RecTalk. I'm your host, Nitin Sharma. Today, I've got Barry Cullen of recLAW. You all know him as Backdoor Barry. I know him as my mate Barry. Tallulah knows him as that idiot that she married.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Look, I'm glad I said the Backdoor Barry thing, actually, because it's an ongoing thing with you, right? You are RecLAW, RecLAW is you, and that kind of thing. But actually, today we wanted to put a bit of light on. First of all, congratulations for the was it 5 years?
5 years in April.
That's it. So massive congratulations for that. But actually, let's put a bit of shine some light on some of the great guys and girls you got working for you, and put a bit of meat on the bones as to what they do for you, and actually, when you get these emails come through or you get these messages and you go, yeah, I'll put you in touch with X, Y, and Z, that's not you palming them off. It's you putting them in touch with the best person for the job, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So, first of all, mate, thank you for hosting. This is a lovely set we managed to pull together here. It was literally a bare, empty office. And
no. It was worse than a bare, empty office. Nitin came. I was in the gym. I wasn't even here yet. And I hadn't booked a room. So Nitin's had to come here, sort out everything for me.
That's what we do. But thank you for hosting this.
No worries.
It's always a pleasure, obviously, any time spent with you, man. But kick us off, man. First of all, 5 years RecLAW.
Yeah. So 5 years as RecLAW, but 8 years in business.
Yes.
Okay. So I left LHI Group in March 2018. I had been doing a bit of the business was a side gig, so I was in-house general counsel, so in-house lawyer for Lawrence Harvey that became LHI Group, and I was doing a little bit of a side gig. Yeah, Tom was cool with it, knew about it, as long as there were no conflicts between Lawrence Harvey and these clients, it was fine. So in fact, by the time I came to leave LHI in March 2018, I had 2 full-time members of staff and my own office. I didn't work there.
But that's not a side gig.
That's
a full-on business.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of got to that tipping point, right? Where it was a proper business by that point. So I was quite lucky that I never had a standing start. Most people start a business and they're like, oh shit, better get some clients now.
Yeah.
Or wait to get some work. I didn't have that because I had a decent salary for my in-house role, and then I was just building this up on the side.
Yeah.
So when I stepped out of the employed position into just running the business, it was already there.
Yeah, makes sense.
We were running straight away. But even then, we weren't a law firm. No. I won't get to the weeds of the regulations behind it, but we were effectively a virtual practice. We operated through other law firms.
Right.
Yeah. So we worked on their framework. A bit like an umbrella company, effectively.
Okay, yeah.
That's a really nice company, actually. An umbrella company for lawyers.
Right. Yeah.
So we did that for a while. You pay a percentage off to them for the use of their framework and their insurance, etc. But it got to the point where there's a tipping point where the percentage you're paying them represents a much larger amount of money than
much like using a payroll company. You get to a point,
exactly.
or a factoring company or whatever.
It might be, let's go PSC or go self-funded or whatever it might be. So we, my wife then joined the business because we were looking to hire somebody in to kind of run operations and finance and all the stuff that I'm not very good at. We were going to hire somebody. She was helping with the job spec and helping, and just turned to me and said, why am I not doing this? And then she came to join the business. Yeah.
So what was Tallulah's background before this? Because obviously what you don't want is, or what I want to clarify here is that actually hiring your wife wasn't a like a nepotism thing. It wasn't hey, the business is doing great, we could probably carry your salary too. It was a skill set exists.
Yeah, 100%,
right?
100%. So Tallulah was an associate director within the corporate PR world.
Right.
So her clients would be big corporations that sold to consumers.
Yes.
Yeah, so like Diageo, alcohol, Heinz, beans, stuff like that. So massive corporates where their end customer or consumers, that was her client base. Yeah. Okay. And because she was at that sort of associate director level, she would be running all the projects across the board, operationally, finance, etc. The skill set was perfect.
Fine.
Didn't come from a legal
and if that CV would have hit your desk at the point where you're like, we need to.
I'd have gone, shit, I can't afford that person.
Yeah. No,
so Tallulah came in, and Tallulah's first main big project was actually applying for RecLAW to exist. Because unlike most businesses where you just go online and open your business, if you want to be a law firm, you need to go and get approval from the regulator. So we've got the Solicitors Regulation Authority, which is our regulator, and you need to go and get approval from them. And that is an arduous, lengthy process. And then project start to finish took about 9 months.
Right.
And we got what we will call our tickets or our approval to be our own law firm. I think it was the 9th of April. 2020. That would make it 5 years, 2020.
Do you want me to cross-reference that with LinkedIn for you?
Just make sure I got my dates right. So that was our first major project.
Right.
And effectively, I am responsible for sales, I'm responsible for strategy, I'm responsible for legal services delivery.
Yeah.
But Tallulah runs the business.
The front end of the business.
Tallulah runs the business. So finance, operations, marketing, people, everything else that makes the business work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tallulah runs. And then I just do the fun stuff at the front end.
Okay, fair enough.
We have a really simple rule, and I really love this rule. Because, of course, husband and wife.
Yeah.
But also running a business together, spending a lot of time together, you can get into fractious situations. So we have a really simple rule, which we stick to almost all the time, which is that we don't talk about home at work.
Okay.
And we don't talk about work at home.
Yeah, that's fair.
We can stick to those rules, compartmentalize those parts of our lives. It's much better for us at home.
Yeah.
And it's much better for the team here. Because if we come in and start bitching about the dishes and the washing and stuff, we save that for
They need to hear that,
Yeah, they don't need that, And a husband and wife team can be quite a difficult thing to work for or work with. Even. Yeah. So this April will be 5 years.
Amazing.
Which doesn't really answer the question, because the question was, tell me about the backside.
Yeah, the team, the guys and girls that make it all happen, right?
Yeah.
So,
because you're right, my phone rings off the hook.
yeah.
I mean, even while we were waiting to record this, I thought I'd silenced it. It rang about 4 times. And my WhatsApp is like unreal. My email is unreal. My LinkedIn is unreal. The speed with which inquiries come in. By 3 o'clock yesterday, and we're recording on a Wednesday. So by 3 o'clock yesterday, Tuesday, Jack, who we'll talk about in a minute, told us we had 30 inbound inquiries that week. And that was 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. So there's no way that I can stretch that thin.
No.
Yeah. And also, there are other people in the firm who are much better suited to delivering a lot of what we do than me.
Yeah.
So what we have to do, and this is a process we go through with Alex Gage, who's our head of our customer success, and with Jack Carolan, who is a legal administrator. We've effectively reimagined and restructured the funnel.
Yeah.
We're lucky. That plays it down a little bit. We're successful and we have a great reputation, and therefore we don't need an outbound sales product platform, which is brilliant. So we're lucky in that extent, but we're lucky because we made that luck. But because we are that, we're literally just triaging and funneling inquiries. Can we help? Yeah, because often we can't. If we can help, great. If we can't, what can we do to point them in the right direction?
Yeah.
Can't help with this, speak to those people. Can't do that, speak to them.
Yeah.
Go there.
Yeah.
But then when we can help, it's about this triage process that we've created. So effectively, it might come to me, but I get it away from me to Jack as quickly as possible. Yeah, not because I don't want to help, but because you wait for me, you look at my diary, you'll be waiting 5 days before I even find a 20-minute window to take a look at it.
And for a lot of these inquiries, because of the nature of the majority of work that you do, not all of the work, but the majority of work you do, these are fast-moving, urgent cases where they're like, look, we are at our wit's end, or we need a decision on this.
There's a couple of reasons.
Everything's important to everybody, right?
Yeah, everything's important to everybody. Everything's always urgent, right? And it's recruitment. So we know the phrase, right? Time kills deals.
Yeah.
So recruiters it's drilled into them. Time kills deals. Don't wait for things to happen. Go and make it happen. And we have to sort of lean into that culture, right?
Yeah.
We have to be part of that culture while also re-educating clients to some degree that legal services doesn't move as quickly as recruitment services.
Yeah.
So we need to react quickly so that we're dealing with those inquiries. But then it might be that we react quickly to deal with the inquiry, a little bit of re-education as to what to expect in relation to the speed of things.
Slow the pace,
and then
educate.
The pace can slow down slightly. Obviously, we'll keep the pace up as much as we can.
Yeah.
Right? But sometimes it does need to go at a slightly slower pace. So that triage process is critical. Because you don't want to wait for me for 4 or 5 days just to have a chat about something.
No.
When there are so many people in the team who will be on it, get it done, get the process rolling, and if it's a debt recovery matter or a fee dispute, often we'll get instructed and the money will be recovered quicker than you can find a window to talk to me. So people think they want me because I'm the loudest person. I'm the one that does the podcast. I'm the one that's invited to do talks to recruitment agency expert. I'm the one that's mouthing off on LinkedIn all the time, So, and obviously I founded the business, so people always associate me
But this
with the
comes
business.
with being the face of the brand and the face
Yeah.
of the business, right? You've again actively chosen as a business to go, okay, no, I will do the business development, the marketing, and the front facing stuff. So yeah, you will always get that. But I guess it gets to that point where you're kind of like, listen, people go to what's the guy, the mustache guy that sings the insurance song?
Go Compare guy.
Go Compare.
I don't know his name, but
no,
let's
yeah.
just call
But the
him Go
point,
Compare
yeah,
guy.
nobody goes on Go Compare. Like, I want to speak to the mustache man.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's the
I want Ronald McDonald.
Yeah. You then go in and go, right, where's Ronnie at? I want him to take my order.
Yeah.
And you're almost at that point now where I suppose the next 5 years are going to be, no, you don't need Barry, you need recLAW.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the sort of. So what are you guys doing in terms of that journey then? Because you've got some incredibly talented members of staff.
Yeah.
They must feel a level of frustration sometimes when they're kind of going, they just want to deal with you. You know what I mean? Like,
and you know what? So I've had to go on a bit of a journey myself.
Yeah.
Right. As any founder of a business, well, maybe not any, but any narcissistic founder of a business assumes they can do it quicker and better than everyone else.
Yeah.
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 And I've gone through a journey over the last couple of years of coming to realize that I'm a handbrake in the business. Yeah. But I wasn't giving enough people enough agency within the business to feel that they could make decisions themselves.
Yeah.
And because I wasn't giving people enough agency, and I was getting, the term I used when I was talking about this with the team at the beginning of the year was stop getting into your shit, was exactly how I put it. I've got to stop getting into other people's shit. Because I thought I can get this deal done quicker, I can get a better outcome, I can do this, the client knows me. Even I was
you were
stuck.
feeding that monster.
The outside world sees the firm as me. I saw the firm as me, right? And I was like, get over yourself, Barry. You're not that good, right? And you're handbraking stuff because you're trying to be involved in everything. You're slowing everything down.
But this is the thing. Once upon a time, you were that good, right? And again, the hires that you've made over the last 5 years, you've done so with the intent to go, I need people better than me at these things.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be good at everything. I want to be, I was a great lawyer within fee disputes to start with, for example. That was what you were really, really good at. But you're trying to now be a great business leader or leader of your law firm. That requires a different set of skills.
Oh, hugely.
Right? And actually part of that is going, no, I need people better than me at things. And that's a scary thing for most business owners to go through. There's recruitment business owners that go through that.
Yeah.
I know business owners that have got teams of 15 but still have an active desk. And I'm like, I don't get it. Why are you still recruiting? You shouldn't be recruiting anymore. You've got 15 people reporting into you. You shouldn't have the time to recruit.
And that was the problem, right? So until the tail end of 2025, right? Because obviously we're in January 26 now, right? But until the tail end of 2025, we had a insanely flat structure, right? So 14-ish of us, every single person apart from Tallulah reported into me.
Right.
Yeah. And I was running 40 matters. 40 high-value complex matters myself. And like you're describing with the recruitment leader running a business 15 and an active desk, you break. I'm not a 5 a.m. gym bunny, but I was in the office by 8. I was leaving the office at 6:30, getting home to feed the kids and put the kids to bed, and read them a story. Then I was on the sofa cracking the laptop open till midnight, 1, 2, 3, on repeat.
It's not
5 days a week, on repeat, which for my own well-being was going to be no good. For the firm was no good. For clients was going to be no good, because who does good work at 2 a.m? Nobody does good work at 2 a.m.
It's a very good point.
So it was bad for everybody. Something had to change. Something had to give, right? And as you've referenced, we've got this great team behind us, and we'll talk about a few of them in a minute. But this great team behind us. Why was I getting everybody to report to me? So we have gone through a restructure of the team, so that we now have teams within the firm, with a leader of each of those teams, and everybody within those team units, like middle management, right? They refer into that team leader, and then if there are problems that they can't solve, they can then bring that to me. And that's not, again, a bit like clients putting them into triage. That's not me saying to the team, I'm not important, you're not important enough. It's more, I trust you to do it.
Yeah.
You're good enough. Back yourselves, because I back you.
Yeah.
But if you've really got a
in this
problem,
position
I'm here.
because- Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and again, this is, you don't have to answer this, but
Probably
the
would anyway.
the flat structure, did that, do you think, in hindsight, impact your ability to either hire or retain talented people who were maybe eyeing up promotions and partner level? Because again, my understanding of how law firm works is very much effectively suits, right? And so these guys they want partner, they want to have, they want to buy in, they want to have a say in the day-to-day
But
stuff.
it's really similar to recruitment. We have paralegals. Recruiters have resources. And we have trainee solicitors. They might have junior consultants or trainee consultants. Then we've got solicitors, they've got recruitment consultants. We've got associate solicitors, they've got senior recruitment consultants. We've got senior associates, they've got team leaders. And then we start knocking on the door of partnership. Which will be your associate director, director shareholders. The similarities are quite similar. The similarities are similar. There's a lot of similarities.
My first recommendation is to start taking your marketing more seriously as a recruitment business. No better way to do that than to partner with a recruitment marketing specialist agency who know what they're doing. On this occasion, I highly recommend the Marketing Junction, led by Robert Woodford. Robert's been in the recruitment marketing game for over 30 years. There's nothing he doesn't know about how to write the best blogs for your business, how to drive inbound traffic to your website, how to engage with a wider pool of candidates, a whole range of other marketing activity that you need top of funnel to drive the revenue in the end. Revenue driving is the key focus for the Marketing Junction, and that's why they are highly recommended on this occasion. My next recommendation is recLAW. They're the lawyers for recruiters who actually speak recruiter. If a backdoor bandit sneaks through a hire, if a client ghost payment, or your terms get tested, Barry and his team will bring the legal firepower to stop these villains in their tracks. So make sure you've got them on speed dial, and you'll thank yourself later. Their words, not mine. Highly recommended, details in the description. My next recommendation is for those one-person businesses, the solopreneurs in the recruitment industry. Look, we know balancing business development and candidate attraction is a pretty tough ask, especially in the current climate that we're in. And Job are out there trying to make that a little bit easier, or a lot easier actually. Job is a platform that's dedicated to the solopreneurs out there. They go out, they win the work, they win the businesses. These are qualified leads, qualified vacancies, where fees have been agreed that are attractive to the recruitment hiring teams within these businesses, but also attractive to the recruiters working on the roles. So you get to keep 80% of the agreed fee. They will do all the hard work in terms of winning the vacancy, putting the terms together, getting the brief for you. All you've got to do is show up with your candidates and put them into jobs. Get to heyjobber.com. Details are in the description below. We did a great episode with Andrew detailing a bit more about the why and how. Highly recommended. Time for my next recommendation. The UK recruitment market moves fast. Growth targets change, costs rise, and hiring locally isn't getting any cheaper. In 2025, over 30 recruitment agencies stopped overpaying for talent and started scaling smarter with Infinity Staff Global. Ross and the team help these guys by outsourcing key recruitment roles out to South Africa. Agencies embed fully trained recruiters, resources, BD professionals, whatever you need for your team, directly into their teams, working UK hours, using your CRM and delivering real results. You reduce payroll costs, you cut HR and admin burden, and you gain access to a deep talent pool of experienced recruitment talent, all at a fraction of UK costs. Scale up when demand rises, stay lean when it doesn't. Makes sense, right? Details in the description. My next recommendation is Sourcewell. Sourcewell is a recruitment productivity platform that helps recruiters get more done without the admin overload. Recruiters lose over 8 hours a week updating CRMs, chasing up workflows, writing meeting notes. That's an entire day that's spent not working. With Sourcewell, recruiters can do more with fewer tools. It manages every interaction from first touch all the way through to final placement. With every email, with every note, task, conversation, it automatically tracks back into your CRM. Sourcewell offers modular tools that are built specifically for recruiter workflows, including outreach, sourcing, data validation, inbox automation, AI note-taking, phone, SMS, WhatsApp conversations, you name it. It's all designed to work seamlessly together. You can plug in individual modules into your existing tech stack, or you can run everything as an all-in-one solution and use their new CRM module. The result is less tab hopping, cleaner data, and better visibility, freeing your team to focus on relationships and revenue. Make 2026 the year you spend less time on admin and more time recruiting. They're currently running free trials on their AI note taker and inbox agent modules. Details are in the comments. And my final recommendation before we jump back in is Nodex. If you're looking for a recruitment website, if you're looking for a job board, if you're looking for a tech product to be built for your recruitment business, Nodex are the guys that I partner with. They're the ones that I recommend you partner with. Get in the comments or the description of whatever you're watching this on and get in touch with them. So again, from experience, then I can say that, you know, when I ran my recruitment business, it was me and a business partner. We had absolutely no intention of signing any equity over to anyone, no matter what they would bring into the table. But we know that did then impact the type of people that we could bring in, because some of these don't want to go and set up their own business, but they would absolutely like some skin in the game. So do you think now, in hindsight, having that flat structure, that you guys were impacted with that, or were you too early days for it to
I think it was probably too early days for it to matter at that point. Yeah, but the move to team structures has definitely helped us with attraction of senior hires. We've always struggled historically to hire senior level people. So the attraction of senior hires, and also the retention and incentivizing of those really talented, more junior members of the team that will be going up through those ranks.
Giving them something to get up and go for.
Because I mean, my team may well watch this, who knows? Maybe they won't care. I genuinely want people in my team to be partners of this firm with me and to own part of this firm with me, you know, and to do that. I don't want to be sitting over here going, this is mine. You know, I'm not Gollum.
But that changed recently, though, didn't it? Because there was a period of time, and I know we've spoken kind of at different events and stuff that were like, you know, I think the last time we spoke about this particular thing was when we were at Expo and showing a hotel room. And I asked you then, and you were like, nah, I don't really want to, you know, it's my thing. I don't really want there to be like people buying in, because at that time, that's where your mind was. Do you think then this burnout that you experienced has led you to kind of be like, what am I, like, what's the point of me having 100%, or me and Tallulah having 100% of something that's actually not, it's hurting us. You know?
I'm doing this look because I've never really thought about it before.
I'm your therapist now.
So I'm trying to actually like.
Do you want to lie down?
Consider the question and give you a proper answer. Yeah, perhaps.
You know what I mean?
Perhaps it's like a realization that, you know, doing that much work at those hours on that consistent level would not be good for me long term.
No.
You know, and I've had, you know, family and friends that have like met their end earlier than they had originally planned. You know, no doubt most of us have. You know, and a realization that actually I want to get to an end game quicker. You know, whether that end game looks like I don't work anymore, or whether that end game looks like I'm now in a different position where other people are.
I phone in on a conference call to see what's going on. Whilst jetting around the world. Whatever that might be. But the point is, you there's an element of kind of, okay, that first 5 years we were this. Now we could be this. And the thing that's preventing us from being this is actually me. You know what I mean? Like the hours that I'm wanting to put in, the level of control I'm having over the business, and the lack of kind of opportunity for other people.
Exactly. And do you know what? What I love now, even in this last month or so, where I'm not hands off by any stretch, but I'm not involved in everybody's stuff all the time. We've now just got to the point where we're starting to do deals, right? Close matters, recover money for clients, do corporate deals, you know, employment work, whatever the bit of work is, where the first thing I know about it is when the money comes in the bank account. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was our client. That's nice. You know, and it's nice to realise that actually I'm not so important, that I'm needed in everything, and that what we're building here, and we're talking about being in our pre-teens, because I mean, 5 years is not a long time.
No.
It's not a long time. So we're like, we're in our pre-teens, right? But and I've got a teenager, well, a son, eldest, who's 12, so he's like pre-teen as well. And you know, in his development, we're just getting to that point where he's getting that little bit more responsibility. He gets a couple of trains to school. He can go off down the road to see his mates. You know, he doesn't need to check in with us every 5 seconds. And giving him that responsibility as a 12-year-old will push him towards becoming a more competent human being when he's a grown-up, right? And much in the same way, allowing my team and the firm to just have ownership over what it does without me needing to be involved in everything, will make it flourish.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Tell us about some of these team members then that you're entrusting your livelihood.
I know, right? So we got a great team. From me and Tallulah, who we've talked about already. So we don't need to worry about us. We mentioned Jack Carolan, who is basically anybody that gets in touch with us. Jack's going to be the first person you speak to.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's
like your receptionist.
Yeah. legal administrator.
Yes.
Legal administrator. Right. So he's part of he sort of straddles between the customer success team, and the legal services team. Yeah. So he's the guy who's going to basically, can we help you?
Yeah. If
we can, who's going to do it? What's the approach?
He's a
How do
valve.
we approach it? Yeah.
He's the business valve. You go.
I'm glad you went valve, not sphincter.
Yeah. No, but do you know what I mean? Like, I decide where you go effectively. You know.
Yeah.
Are you in this pile, or can we? If we can't help you, we equip you with some resources that will support you.
Exactly.
So that you have a positive experience.
You've come to us. We do a lot of litigation, so you might be in crisis, right? Someone's suing us. We need to sue someone. The world's falling apart. There's a crisis, right? So for you, it's like the most important thing in your world right now, right? Is give you that reassurance that we will get you in front of the right person as quickly as possible.
That's it.
So we can get into the problem solving.
At that point, you're absolutely right. What you need and want is someone who's clued in enough that's going to go, I hear you, I understand what your need is, and therefore I'm going to put you to the right person, rather than just the medical receptionist. Well, no, you've got to tell me your symptoms.
Not
you can't see the doctor yet.
Not just like gatekeeping, but it's sort of gate enabling, if you will.
That's right.
It's not a gatekeeper. Ooh, not a gatekeeper, but a gate enabler.
Yes.
You know, somebody that goes, right, you're here waiting. Barry's going to be about 4 days, but here's the solution.
That's it.
Yeah, you can self-serve over here, or we can get you in front of the team over here. Whatever it might be. If it's a call, if it's a bit of advice, whatever it might be. Or honestly, we can't help. Go speak to these people.
And so, what was Jack's background before you hired him then?
Oh my God, that's a question and a half. Should we find out?
Let's have a
so
look.
Jack, this is amazing, right? Love Jack. Jack literally moved to Brighton. We're down in Brighton. He moved to Brighton from Oxford, I think it was. And he wanted to work in a law firm. He'd done a law degree, right? Wanted to work in a law firm. Do you know what he did? This is amazing. Recruiters out there, you should do a little bit more of this.
Spec'd himself in, didn't he?
He picked up the phone. He didn't send us a CV. He didn't email.
Showing off like
He just picked up the phone, right?
Right.
He picked up the phone. Sam Youssef, who's one of our trainees, right, answered the call and listened to him. I went, hang on a second. Hey, Barry, I've got a guy on the phone and he wants a job. I'm like, oh yeah, what kind of job? He's like, well, he's moved from Oxford and he's legal, blah, blah, blah. I was like, great, get him in.
Yeah. That sounds great. Yeah.
You've
already shown me enough. Yeah.
You've got enough gumption, right, to pick up the phone and just go, it's the yoz or who's got a job. Gives one. Right? And he was just bum, right? And he had other interviews lined up already for sales jobs elsewhere and stuff like that. But he really wanted to get legal services. I was like, mate, cancel all those interviews. Come here, right? Because you are exactly what we want. And now we've built this whole triage process around Jack. Yeah,
I love that.
And a really nice thing, this idea of the future careers. Right? We're now already talking to Jack about, when he goes from legal administration triaging to paralegal. So he moves from that into the actual. But no matter what happens in that next step of his career, he can be so proud of the thing that he's built.
Yeah.
Because he has nailed this triage process, right? Working with Alex, who we'll talk about, but ultimately he's the one that sat down and gone, this doesn't work, this works, we need this, we need that. And it just built
the framework has been built around the skill set that he brought, right?
Yeah. So I mean his final promotion criteria, to the extent that he'll have them, is training your replacement. Because you built it, you know how it works.
You
get him up and running, and as soon as that's done, bam, you're in the next shot.
You're in the next piece, No,
and I see that.
And he's coming up to a year's service in May this year, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I see this happening, Jack. I see this happening by April.
No,
by April. I'd be really surprised if by April Jack hasn't moved on from that role into full legal services.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
But he has only got 3 connections on LinkedIn, so let's try and sort that out.
Your LinkedIn game. At least he's on LinkedIn.
At least he's on LinkedIn. I was going to say, you keep describing how big this
winning.
team is. LinkedIn seems to think
it's
a lot.
I know. Yeah.
Right. So that's Jack.
Yeah. So that's like sales, strategy, operations, people, and triage.
Yeah.
Alex Gage right? Alex is so embedded with the team, but he's actually a freelancer, right?
Okay.
So Alex is brilliant. He's come from a tech background, right?
Mm-hmm.
Customer success within a tech background, and he's brought everything he's learned in tech into RecLAW and legal services.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Right.
we've been working with him a couple of years. We have some pretty frank conversations about certain things where I think one thing, he thinks another. I normally end up doing what he suggests.
Because that's what you pay him for.
Yeah.
Right? You brought him in because he brings us a different set of eyes to the business. And you don't want someone who's just going to go, okay, Bob, listen, it's your business. If that's how you want to do it, fine.
Yeah.
Well, what are you here for then? Right?
Yeah, exactly. There's no point paying someone if you're going to listen to them and then ignore.
That's it.
Yeah.
On that customer success thing, and I want to hear more about kind of what that looks like within RecLAW.
Yeah.
But I had a very interesting conversation with Firefish and with Louise, their head of customer success. Customer success director. She was very clear about that.
Yeah.
Did not like that I demoted her. And I did it again.
You just did
I'm
it
sorry.
again,
Yeah.
We can do that. We can do that in post. Hang on a second. Customer services director. There you go. They can use that voiceover over your.
Leave it interesting. I want them to know because Firefish they're not a client. No. But yeah, she was, because I was sort of like, go on then. So like her viewpoint was that recruitment businesses need to use customer success analogies and theory in how they operate. And we had a really good episode around that. And it did what I did going through that. I did sort of think, yeah, you're right, actually, because if you run your recruitment business as a consultancy, as a professional service, then you're absolutely right. You do want to be putting in the psychology of customer success into that process, right? How are you guys doing that in RecLAW? So what kind of things are...
Do you know what? I have such a simple thing, right? Such a simple thing. And it's a me thing at the minute. We'll process it and get it to go to someone else shortly. I send, because I speak to a lot of our clients on WhatsApp, I will send a simple WhatsApp. Okay? When a matter concludes, right, I'll send a message to a client, let's say Rob, for the sake of name, hey Rob, glad to see that's finished. Yeah. Ignore the outcome for a minute. Yeah. How would you improve the journey?
Love that.
Yeah. I just ask that question. Leave it as open as that. Effectively, what could we do better?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had one recently. I won't say who at the team. He said he's done an excellent job, really communicative, on it, recovered all the money, brilliant. Yeah. He could do with backing himself a bit more, because come to me and ask my opinion. What's your opinion about this? And the client's feedback was, I'm paying you for your opinion. So that just identified a little training area where I could go back to team and say, great, look, some feedback, really happy client, they were delirious about everything, they think this. And the feedback I was able to give there was, when I go to a client in the middle of a case, I would say, this has happened. Yeah. This is what I recommend. Yeah.
What say you?
Yeah. Or, we need some lights.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look too bad in the dark, though, does it?
Oh, yeah.
No, we should.
Yeah. The lights have gone out because we didn't move enough.
It's not even...
Hang on, I'm going to go do a dance.
Hang on. Yeah. Hey, we're back on. We're back on.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
That was all planned. We've had people coming up and down the corridor and they've been helping with the lights. But they just seem to have stopped coming. So it's the ability to say, look, the way I would approach it is, this has happened. We've had a letter from the other side. Yeah. And my recommendation is this, and here's a draft. So letters in, this is what I recommend. Here's a draft of the thing that I think we should do. Yeah. And then more often than not, I'll come back and go, sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Whereas, and it's also a time saver for it, right? Because otherwise, you go, here's the letter. And the client goes, okay, cool, what do you think? And then you go, I think this. And they go, okay, cool, what should we do now?
Yeah, it's all very kind of
we should
one
do this.
card down.
We should do this, yeah. Okay, let's do that. Okay, here's a draft. Okay, that's cool, let's send it.
I see your this and raise you this.
Yeah. Seven steps instead of 2. Bam. Yeah. Because of opportunity.
So where was the reluctance of kind of standing on business, is what I would call it. Right, this is what I think we should do. Where did that reluctance come from? Where
that comes with confidence and experience.
Yeah, was that what it was? Because again, there's times where, because I always think there's 3 sides to every situation, right? There's your side and my side, and there's the truth, right? So if I'm as a client saying your guy needs to be a bit more forthcoming on paying him for his opinion, there is an argument to suggest that perhaps the member of staff was going, this person just wasn't listening. They weren't coming across as the kind of person that wanted advice. They almost were dictating to me what they thought the process should look like, and they just needed a lawyer to execute. And so that was my impression of the engagement. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If that was the case, then I'd agree. We get a few clients like that. Where it's like, here's a letter I'd like you to send. Is that? That's not what we're here for. That's not. You're not paying for a letterhead. Right? That comes with it. You're paying for advice.
I think there's a business in that.
Yeah. I suppose it could
do it yourself lawyers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know how happy our regulator would be if I just spent like £5 for a copy of my letterhead.
Stamp that.
Yeah. Oh, Lee, we had a situation recently on our letterhead. Somebody, this is bad, right? Somebody got in touch with us. Can you help with X?
Right.
Yeah. Cool. Who's the other side? Because we need to do a conflict check, because of course we need to make sure it's not a client. They said who the other side was. He said, oh, really sorry, they're a client of ours.
Yeah.
So we can't help. And then the next day, the same person came back to us. I know you said you couldn't help because of conflict, but, the letter you sent me, and I was like, sorry, what? And he went, the letter you sent me, I was like, I didn't send you any letters.
What are we talking about? Yeah.
And he went, yeah, you did. I said, you forwarded it on. So he forwarded it on, right? And it was from the client's letterhead, at least, they had linked our letter threatening them with court action, blah, 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 signed, yours sincerely, Barry Cullen, solicitor and partner of client company. Sorry, I should now say ex-client company, because that's a line crossed, But the cheek of people, just because they're too tight to pay.
It's recruiters.
It's certain recruiters.
It's certain recruiters. That's seat in the pants stuff like
that. I used a lot of short Anglo-Saxon words in my phone call with that particular ex-client.
And then engaged with this other out of spite.
But no, that's the thing. Then your conflict's out anyway, right?
So
you can't help. You can't help. Yeah, but that's the nature of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
The nature of it.
So you guys, you alluded once upon a time recently that you were making a significant hire into the business. Tell us about that person.
Yeah. So Peter Gwilym.
Peter Gwilym.
Wonderful Peter Gwilym. You cut Peter open and he just bleeds recruitment litigation. So some of his credibility, he was in-house lawyer for S3.
Okay.
Doing debt recovery fee disputes and more general disputes. He was also in-house legal for G2V Legal, G2V, and did all of their debt recovery and disputes. And somehow, shout out to Sam Hurley for this, because it was on her recommendation. Sam Hurley at APSCO, thank you, Sam. Peter agreed to come and join us.
Interesting.
Yeah, Peter agreed to come and join us. We had started making, and this sort of speaks back to the firm rather than the Barry, we started to make a bit more noise about the firm. We were trying to we talk about employer brand recognition, right?
Yeah.
Because in law firm terms, 5 years is nothing.
Yeah. He's still a baby. He's still
100-year-old, 200-year-old firms around, so a 5-year-old firm is nothing. And even locally, right? Nobody knows us, or nobody knew us until more recently. But we've been making a real effort to sort of raise our employer profile as well, which really helped. And then it also helped that Peter knows people that know us, and he was able to DD us off the back of them.
And from Peter's perspective, though, have you ever sat and gone, like, what was it that attracted you here? Was it the people, the structure, the reputation, the brand? Because you've got to know what it was, right, to be able to replicate those sorts of hires in the future.
I should have asked that question.
Probably should do that.
Should I do that now?
Call him now. Peter, you're live on
RecTalk. We'll do some NPS scoring on your employment. No, do you know what? I've never asked that question, but I will do straight after this.
Because there'll be a point where you'll go, we need another Peter.
Right?
But you've got to understand, how do we get Peter?
So funnily enough, so Peter's brilliant, right? And we now also have a new Peter, which is in Elaine. Right?
Elaine.
So Elaine joined us this year, right? And has joined us. She's the first.
This year, we're in January of 26.
I know. Literally joined on the 5th of January, right? Joined on the 5th of January from a local firm. And we've got a recruiter on retainer. Because of course we should pay recruiters.
Yeah.
So we've got a recruiter on retainer to just look out for talent all the time. We pay them a monthly retainer regardless of whether we're hiring or not. And the idea is that we just get first refusal of any good local talent, right? Which is a great recruiter, by the way. And they brought Elaine to us, And in her case, I do know the answer to the question, but because she had heard of us. And the reason she'd heard of us is because there's a local law society, you get the law society, then you get the regional law societies. Yeah. We started sponsoring some stuff for the local law society, making sure we've got little press release snippets within there. So any things that are happening which are interesting. There's a couple of local lawyer networking groups where we've been starting to sponsor drinks and all of those little bits and pieces
bits of
just to raise the profile. And she'd met some of the team at events like that and therefore knew who we were, so that when the recruiter got in touch with her, it wasn't, you'll have never heard of this firm, but it's recLAW. Oh yeah, I've heard of them. And that got the chink of the door open for her to come and have a conversation with us. After that, it was on us.
Well, that's your shop window, isn't it?
Yeah.
What other people see, the people that you hire, that you send out to these networking events. I'm doing a lot of work with recruitment businesses of sort of 5 to 7 headcount at the minute, and telling them exactly that lot. You could lock them in a room and tell them to BD for 12 hours a day. What you should be doing is going, Chamber of Commerce event, go to that one. This is a specific event in our industry, go to that one. Get your guys and girls out, meeting 100%. People. Because that's all it takes for somebody to go, oh, I've met that. Yes.
Yeah.
Right? That's better than any Google ad spend you'll ever do.
Yeah. And I call it faces in places.
Yes.
Right? So getting your face in the place where your clients live.
That's it.
It's easy for us because it's LinkedIn, right? And that doesn't need to be in the world. But, also networking events, trade body events, the big expos, etc. Being at all of those events.
Being present. Yeah.
Because you can't necessarily directly point to it and say, because I did that event, this came in.
No.
But because your face is in all of the places.
But if you're looking for, the thing is, if you're always looking for ROI on your it's sort of marketing and media, isn't it? If you look for ROI in your media spend, i.e., podcast appearances and sponsorship of these drinks and being here and being at this networking event, you'll never find it.
Yeah,
you'll never find it, because actually no one's sitting there going, oh yeah, do you remember that person that bought that thing? Well, they actually will listen to this podcast and here's the receipt for that. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
There are some bits you can directly pin.
Of course there are, but that's marketing. This is where, for me, our big kind of drive as a business this year is to distinguish the fact that we are not a marketing product, we're a media product. A media and PR. The marketing the spend ROI, whilst it comes from your marketing budget, it is not the same as going, well, we spent £50,000 last year on Google ads, and we ranked here and here, and here was the click-through rate, because you can't.
No. But what you can do is say, we spent £5,000 on access to these things, and our inquiries have gone from here to here.
That's it.
We can't directly point at each inquiry and go, that came from this.
No.
But we can say the trend is up.
The trend is up. Exactly. That's it. Then that's the difference, isn't it?
And do you know what? Getting people out to events, some people shy away from it. And
of course they do.
It's something you've got to be really aware of, right? Some people's worst nightmares are going to a networking event. Just the words networking sends some people into cold shivers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So not putting people in uncomfortable positions in that sense, in situations where they would be uncomfortable.
Yes.
But then you've got other people, like in our case, Charlene. So Charlene Budd, who's a fabulous lawyer in our team, she is the most bubbly, gregarious person in the world.
She just want to let me in, right?
Yeah. So you put Charlene anywhere.
I've never met her before, but the level of familiarity.
Yeah.
And that's a skill you can't teach. That's somebody's either like that or not.
Yeah.
But then again, this applies again to recruitment businesses, right? You are blanket KPI in your entire team. You've got one person over there who's incredible wordsmith and really good on email. You've got another person over there who's great on content and video marketing. And you've got another person who doesn't like picking up the phone, doesn't like sending emails, but actually put them in a room full of your target customer. They're going to walk out with every business card and every number, and probably have 2 or 3 dates of golf, golf days planned in. Right? Put your people where they're meant to be.
Figure out where their strengths are.
Put them where they're meant to be, where they're going to flourish. Not go, but I need you to be on the phones for 3 hours.
Well, exactly, because all these different people with all these different skill sets, and the one KPI you've said, you need to make 500 calls a day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bit excessive, but 400 calls a day. And whatever it is.
Yeah. No, but it's true, right?
Yeah.
And it's because, the conveyor belt thing doesn't work. And, that's interesting. Right. So tell me about Charlene. How long has she been with you guys?
I mean, you tell me. Let's look. Is
she on LinkedIn, first of all? Yes, she is.
Yeah. I'm not great with dates. Right, so it's been a while.
4 years, 10 minutes. Oh
Oh
no,
she
she was you.
firm. Yeah.
Oh, she's OG. She's OG,
October
right?
2020. So like peak end of first COVID.
So she backed you guys before you were even a proper thing. Yeah. And again during the height of COVID. So a tough time of year to be changing jobs and that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
She had a good career before that. It's not as though she wasn't like she was new to. She wasn't like Jack just picking up the phone trying to find a job. Like, she comes with experience.
Yeah, definitely. And really understands the legal market, really understands the local market as well, which is helpful because a lot of people know her locally.
Yeah.
Which again will help. She was one of the people that Elaine had met at an event. There we go. Charlene's skill of being gregarious and making friends opens the door to other people. So not everybody. Charlene's a great lawyer as well, but you have to be aware of the fact that people's skills can be more than just the thing you're asking them to do.
Yes.
And see what else they're good at and let them do it. Like Charlene at events is a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Because she'll be friends with everyone by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Whether it's CEO of a major recruitment company or the person that comes to clean up at the end of the event, she's friends with everyone.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that about her.
And again, that's shit you just can't teach. You can't teach that.
Yeah.
Anyone else that's worth putting a spotlight on?
Everyone's worth a spotlight on. I'm not falling into that trap. Mr. Morton, let's talk about Matt.
Yeah,
Matt is our one of our rising stars. He came to us from another local firm actually. Again a COVID-ish hire. So we're talking like March, April 2021.
Yeah,
one of our first hires as a law firm. Yeah, so people that came before Matt had joined while we were in this virtual practice environment.
Went to Coventry University as well. Good choice of uni. That.
I mean, he's not
Coventry.
He's not a Covboy.
No.
But yeah, so Matt came over, and it's just been great. One of those people who is like details orientated, listens, is willing to adapt working practices to improve.
Yeah.
A completer finisher in the truest sense.
I love that.
The sort of person who you say, "Hey Matt, I've got this problem," and then Matt goes, "That's all right, I'll take it away."
Yeah.
And that problem is now no longer a problem.
Yeah.
As opposed to, Matt, I've got this problem, here's the plan, here's what we need to do, I need you to do this.
And then constantly, where are you at with it?
Few days.
What is
here's the problem I got. Matt takes it.
Got you.
And then it's no longer a problem. Yeah.
Love that.
And Matt's leading one of our teams.
Great.
Which at his level of seniority, his amount of experience as a qualified solicitor, that's getting to that level. Like he's got it. He's brilliant. People listen to him. He's got a really great mind for it. Clients love him as well, and it's just someone you can absolutely back.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely back.
What's the vision for RecLAW for the next 5 years then?
So
I'm assuming now you're starting to do more kind of forward planning. Mission value statements.
Less of the mission value stuff. If I'm honest with you, I got a bit of a problem with mission statement stuff because traditionally leaders of a business go off and sit with a consultant for 2 days and then come back and go, "Here's our mission," and everyone goes, "Yeah, right, cheers." And then just
that's cute. Yeah, when do I get paid again?
Yeah, we are growing up a lot. I refer to as being preteen. So the next 5 years have us going through those teenage years. And hopefully getting to sort of adult status. So it's developing our team. So both in respect of their skills, their careers, and making them all sort of move up that ladder. Getting them. I mean, the people who are in this is ground level stuff, right? Ground level stuff. So getting those people in so that everyone that's in a team now gets to lead a team. And everyone that's leading a team now starts to be talking about partnership, and getting people to move up and across, filling out the practice areas. So what we're most known for, and again, it's another marketing challenge we have to overcome, is backdoors, right? I mean, I'm called Backdoor Barry. Everyone knows it's backdoors. People don't realise the breadth of what we do. So we had this thing called Project 007. So acquisition of a client is costly. In time and whatever. Development of a client's relatively straightforward. You get a client in, you develop them, you take them away. So Project 007 is all about getting every single client that ever works with us to instruct us at least 7 times. And to achieve that, it's either 7 of the same type of matter or introducing them to what we affectionately call the world of RecLAW. So they have an idea of the breadth of service that we provide. So it's not just debts and fee disputes, right? Debts and fee disputes is a subset of our dispute resolution team. And our dispute resolution team are dealing with like boardroom disputes, shareholder disputes, supplier disputes, workers, post-employment restraints. So much more stuff we do, but everyone knows us as debts and fee disputes. So making more noise about that, making more noise about our employment offering. The fact that we do contracts and staff handbooks and disciplinaries and employment tribunals. We pick up some of that work by accident. So our clients will come to us and go, "Hey Barry, you're really good at the debts and fee disputes. Can you recommend someone to us for employment?" And I'm like, "For fuck's sake, us."
Yeah, but that's where you go, yeah, 1 second. It's me.
Yeah. Hey, you might see me on such commercials. And then commercials. So we're reviewing and improving terms, and then even corporate. We've got an amazing M&A lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Amazing M&A lawyer who's probably done 3 deals, in the last 6 months, right? So investments and mergers and sales of businesses. So getting people to understand the breadth of service we do, right? While not losing who we are.
Yes.
And that's a difficult balance. So I see that happening. I see people coming up through into partnership. I see other people at other firms approaching us and going, "Hey, I like what you do. Hey, that might be you. Get in touch." Approaching us and saying, "I can bring this.
Yes.
I like what you do. I like how you do it. Yeah, let's do it together."
Yeah.
And just building that out massively, really, to the point that I become less and less important. I'd love to just be a figurehead. That's a longer term goal. We're not going to be there in the next 5 years, but
you get a bust made of you. Remember like the old Frankie and Benny's?
Love it. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Look back over the last 5 years. What's your most memorable moment? The thing that that thing that just came to your mind right now. You know what I mean? The thing that is like everything's been great, or by and large things have been great, but there's this one thing that happened that I was like, yeah, that was the best so far.
It's such a tiny thing.
Yeah, but that's often the case.
It's such a tiny thing, but I love it. So when we're doing contractual disputes, you're often arguing about the meaning of words, or the meaning of a sentence, or a clause in a contract, or a definition in a contract. And I remember this so clearly on the phone with a lawyer representing an end client, so the debtor, as we would call them, and we were arguing about the meaning of a particular provision in a contract.
Yeah.
And they said they think it means this. And I said, I think the drafter of the contract was thinking this. And they said, there's no way you could know what the drafter of the contract was thinking, and nor can I. And I said, actually, I can tell you exactly what he was thinking, because I'm 99% sure I drafted this contract. And I know which one of my clients your client stole it off, if you'd like to know. And it was, for me, it wasn't just the fact that I won the argument, although that was great. It was the fact that I knew there was no lawyer out there that knew more about this market
than
me.
Yeah.
And now
to kind of look at the terminology and the contract itself and be like, this is my work.
And we're talking about 7 years before I drafted it. Right, so the ability to go, I remember this, and it was
this one.
So I know exactly what I see. I can pull the emails to show you what I was thinking, because I explained the clause to a client. Blah, blah, blah.
This is a Picasso.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can tell you exactly who painted this. It was me.
But for me, that was a real personal moment of, everyone has a bit of self-doubt, everyone has a little bit of imposter syndrome, etc. But a moment where I was like, do you know what? I know my shit. I really know my shit.
So much so that somebody stole my shit.
Someone stole my shit and using it as their shit.
And trying to use it against me.
So it's not £100,000 win. It's not almost sending someone to jail, which we did recently for a contempt hearing. It's not some of the major big wins, and we've had loads of those. It's not even the awards and the recognition. It's just, for me, that little personal professional moment of, I'm here. I don't need to doubt myself.
It's the I've arrived moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. Enjoyed that. The other stuff I enjoy, and I enjoy it daily, is the team announcing wins. Yeah, so we use Slack as our internal chat, and on the general channel, there's always win here, deal here, and I love seeing it where a win comes up or a deal announcement comes up, and I mentioned this already. I had no idea it existed, because that tells me this machine works.
Yeah.
Independently of me.
The stabilizers are coming off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're really stretching the pre-team.
Really are, yeah. That's it. That's
I
it.
like that.
I like that, mate. Any closing thoughts? Anything you want to leave us with? Some tidbits of information?
Can I give a freebie away?
Of course.
Can I give a freebie away?
Yes, please do.
And I give the freebie away to this camera. This
is Tristan's problem.
Yeah. Tristan, figure this one out. So Nitin asked me to give a freebie away. So something you can change in the business today, or tomorrow, and it's a simple one. You need to set up systems which make it impossible for your recruiters not to send out your terms. Yeah, that can be done with CRMs, etc. But almost all of you will be branding your CVs. Your CVs will be branded by your CRM or by a third-party platform, or even a little person sitting there and doing it. But it'll be getting done every time, right? When you're spending the time to put your lovely logos at the top, you need to put a disclaimer at the top too, which makes it very clear that introductions are made based on your terms of business. Yeah. So what I've agreed to do is give you that disclaimer. So at the end of this, hopefully, if Tristan gets it sorted, we'll have a QR code displayed on screen. Click on that. You'll be able to get in touch and get a download of that free disclaimer for you to add on there. And I can tell you, if you start using that, it's going to make it much easier for us to recover your money. And it's also going to make it much easier for you to recover your money without even needing us in the first place. There you go.
All right, love that.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Guys, that's all from us. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the cool shit that you guys do that allow me to do this for a job. Everything you need to know about recLAW, the team, Barry, how to get in touch with them, that QR code, the disclaimer, everything will be in the description of the platform that you watch this on. New episodes drop every Wednesday and every Friday. We'll see you again next time. Ciao.
Cheers, Bob.
Should we do a quick pose for the camera for our what's it called as well, our thumbnail? Just something stupid.
I only have stupid.
Tristan will love that. My first recommendation is to start taking your marketing more seriously as a recruitment business. No better way to do that than to partner with a recruitment marketing specialist agency who know what they're doing. On this occasion, I highly recommend the Marketing Junction, led by Robert Woodford. Robert's been in the recruitment marketing game for over 30 years. There's nothing he doesn't know about how to write the best blogs for your business, how to drive inbound traffic to your website, how to engage with a wider pool of candidates, a whole range of other marketing activity that you need top of funnel to drive the revenue in the end. Revenue driving is the key focus for the Marketing Junction, and that's why they are highly recommended on this occasion. My next recommendation is recLAW. They're the lawyers for recruiters who actually speak recruiter. If a backdoor bandit sneaks through a hire for client ghost payment, or your terms get tested, Barry and his team will bring the legal firepower to stop these villains in their tracks. So make sure you've got them on speed dial, and you'll thank yourself later. Their words, not mine. Highly recommended, details in the description. My next recommendation is for those one-person businesses, the solopreneurs in the recruitment industry. Look, we know balancing business development and candidate attraction is a pretty tough ask, especially in the current climate that we're in. And Job are out there trying to make that a little bit easier, or a lot easier actually. Job is a platform that's dedicated to the solopreneurs out there. They go out, they win the work, they win the businesses. These are qualified leads, qualified vacancies, where fees have been agreed that are attractive to the recruitment hiring teams within these businesses, but also attractive to the recruiters working on the roles. So you get to keep 80% of the agreed fee. They will do all the hard work in terms of winning the vacancy, putting the terms together, getting the brief for you. All you've got to do is show up with your candidates and put them into jobs. Get to heyjobber.com. Details are in the description below. We did a great episode with Andrew detailing a bit more about the why and how. Highly recommended. Time for my next recommendation. The UK recruitment market moves fast. Growth targets change, costs rise, and hiring locally isn't getting any cheaper. In 2025, over 30 recruitment agencies stopped overpaying for talent and started scaling smarter with Infinity Staff Global. Ross and the team help these guys by outsourcing key recruitment roles out to South Africa. Agencies embed fully trained recruiters, resources, BD professionals, whatever you need for your team, directly into their teams, working UK hours, using your CRM and delivering real results. You reduce payroll costs, you cut HR and admin burden, and you gain access to a deep talent pool of experienced recruitment talent, all at a fraction of UK costs. Scale up when demand rises, stay lean when it doesn't. Makes sense, right? Details in the description. My next recommendation is Sourcewell. Sourcewell is a recruitment productivity platform that helps recruiters get more done without the admin overload. Recruiters lose over 8 hours a week updating CRMs, chasing up workflows, writing meeting notes, That's an entire day that's spent not working. With Sourcewell, recruiters can do more with fewer tools. It manages every interaction from first touch all the way through to final placement. With every email, with every note, task, conversation, it automatically tracked back into your CRM. Sourcewell offers modular tools that are built specifically for recruiter workflows, including outreach, sourcing, data validation, inbox automation, AI note-taking, phone, SMS, WhatsApp conversations, you name it. It's all designed to work seamlessly together. You can plug in individual modules into your existing tech stack, or you can run everything as an all-in-one solution and use their new CRM module. The result is less tab hopping, cleaner data, and better visibility, freeing your team to focus on relationships and revenue. Make 2026 the year you spend less time on admin and more time recruiting. They're currently running free trials on their AI note taker and inbox agent modules. Details are in the comments. And my final recommendation before we jump back in is Nodex. If you're looking for a recruitment website, if you're looking for a job board, if you're looking for a tech product to be built for your recruitment business, Nodex are the guys that I partner with. They're the ones that I recommend you partner with. Get in the comments or the description of whatever you're watching this on and get in touch with them.